Forest fires have long been recognized for their immediate destruction, but the ripple effects on rural communities extend far beyond the flames. In this video, we will uncover the unseen consequences of these catastrophic events, exploring how they not only erase physical landmarks but also threaten the rich tapestry of oral traditions and folklore that define local cultures. As we delve into the economic decline triggered by such disasters, we will highlight the profound psychological toll that communities face. Join us as we investigate efforts to preserve history amidst the ashes and discuss strategies for learning from the past to build a more resilient future. 1. The unseen consequences of forest fires. Forest fires are often seen as natural disasters that primarily affect the environment, but their impact goes far beyond scorched trees and wildlife loss. The flames consume more than just vegetation, they devour the very history of rural communities. These fires, often fueled by climate change and human activities, are erasing the cultural and historical tapestries that have been woven over centuries. Imagine a library where each book is a piece of history, and a fire consumes the entire collection. This is what rural communities face when forest fires obliterate their landmarks, traditions, and memories. It's not just nature that suffers, it's the very identity of these communities that is at stake. 2. Historical landmarks reduced to ashes. For many rural areas, historical landmarks are more than just tourist attractions, they are the heart of the community. These structures, some centuries old, hold stories of the past and serve as physical connections to ancestors. When a forest fire sweeps through, these irreplaceable landmarks can be reduced to rubble in mere moments. The loss is not just physical, it's emotional and cultural. These landmarks symbolize resilience and continuity, and their destruction can leave communities feeling rootless. Imagine the loss of a cherished family heirloom, passed down through generations, now turned to ash. This is the reality for many rural communities grappling with the aftermath of forest fires. 3. Disappearing oral traditions and folklore. Rural communities often rely on oral traditions to pass down folklore and stories that define their cultural identity. These stories are usually shared in communal settings, such as around a campfire or in a village square. However, when forest fires displace communities, these gatherings become impossible. The forced relocation and disruption of community life mean that these oral traditions are at risk of being forgotten. The elders, who are the keepers of these stories, may not survive the fires or the stress of displacement. As a result, the rich tapestry of folklore that once colored these communities fades away, much like the smoke that lingers after a fire. 4. The role of forest fires in economic decline. The economic impact of forest fires on rural communities is profound and far-reaching. Many of these communities rely on industries like farming, forestry, and tourism, all of which are severely affected by fires. When a forest fire devastates the land, it can take years, if not decades, for the soil to recover enough to support agriculture. Similarly, the destruction of forests impacts the timber industry, leading to job losses and economic decline. Tourism, too, takes a hit as natural attractions and historical sites are destroyed. It's a domino effect. As the economy suffers, so too does the community's ability to preserve its history and culture. 5. Environmental changes and their impact on history. Forest fires are not just a result of environmental changes, they also contribute to them, creating a vicious cycle. As fires become more frequent and intense due to climate change, they alter the landscape in ways that can erase historical sites. Erosion, changes in water flow, and the introduction of invasive species can all impact the preservation of historical landmarks and sites. For example, a fire might strip away the vegetation that protects an ancient burial site, leaving it vulnerable to erosion. These environmental changes make it difficult to maintain and protect the historical artifacts and landmarks that are so vital to the cultural identity of rural communities. 6. The psychological toll on communities. The psychological impact of forest fires on rural communities is often underestimated. The loss of historical landmarks and cultural heritage can lead to a sense of identity loss and grief. For many, these landmarks and traditions represent continuity and a connection to the past. When they are destroyed, it can feel like a part of the community's soul has been lost. This sense of loss can lead to mental health issues, such as depression and anxiety, particularly among older community members who have a deep connection to their history. The psychological toll is compounded by the stress of displacement and the uncertainty of rebuilding homes and lives. 7. Efforts to preserve history amidst flames. Despite the challenges, many rural communities are finding ways to preserve their history and culture in the face of forest fires. Some are turning to technology, using digital archives and recordings to capture oral traditions and document historical sites. Others are focusing on fire prevention and management strategies to protect their landmarks. Community organizations and volunteers play a crucial role in these efforts, working tirelessly to safeguard the history that remains. While the task is daunting, the determination to preserve their heritage is a testament to the resilience of these communities. Their efforts serve as a reminder that while forest fires can destroy, they cannot extinguish the spirit of those who fight to preserve their history. 8. The path forward. Learning from the past. As forest fires continue to threaten rural communities, it becomes increasingly important to learn from the past to protect the future. This involves not only improving fire prevention and management strategies but also recognizing the value of history and culture in these areas. By investing in the preservation of historical landmarks and supporting community efforts to maintain their cultural heritage, we can help ensure that the stories and traditions of rural communities are not lost to the flames. It is a challenging path, but one that is essential for maintaining the rich tapestry of history that defines these communities.